What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to have a discussion basically going over how to gauge whether a stock is considered overbought or not. But before we get into details, just want to discuss market conditions as of lately. Reoccurring theme, which is fun for day traders and probably not so much fun for investors, is that this market has been super volatile intraday. There are times where the Dow's been up a couple hundred points, and by the afternoon and the close, we've almost given back all of those gains and gone red. So this is something that you really want to keep track of, in my opinion. I tell people a lot throughout the day because whatever side of a trade you're on, you want to make sure that the market conditions are friendly for that side of the trade. If the market starts to collapse and you're long a stock, maybe it's time to exit. If you're short a stock and the market starts to collapse, it might work in your favor, and vice versa. So just really keep an eye on what the market conditions are like throughout the day. This has been a reoccurring theme, and definitely plays into stocks, especially these small caps that move very volatile. Especially could change quickly once the market conditions change. So, two stocks I want to discuss to really determine if a stock is considered overbought. The first one was AHPI. Former runner, you can see the stock has always made huge rips and failed pretty much at this 370 level. Looking at a longer term chart, you have major resistance at about you can say 550. So this stock recently made a run from basically about 180 all the way to where we were before yesterday to about 350. So this is a low float name, couple million shares. Definitely something that we look to trade in terms of low float. But you probably had a lot of chat rooms that were looking at basically this flat top breakout over 370. So what you got is yesterday, right out of the open, you had some chat rooms hop into this, basically halted, went from 350 all the way to about 460, gapped up over 5. And at that point, guys, when the stock was just at basically $2 all the way to 5, it's basically doubled and some. This is where you want to really not be buying breakouts, especially in this market. You're basically buying at the top and you're buying at resistance. The key is to be buying at support and shorting at resistance. And that's what's been working in this market. So you basically had the over under 5 short. I had started shorting this. My average was about 460 after adding down here as well. And we got this really nice breakdown and the all day fade. Got the retest of the VWAP. And then my lowest covers were about in the 370s. But just a really good example of being overbought. A stock that's made a 50 to 100% move for me personally is when I'm going to start looking at it for a potential short. And more importantly, you can also gauge RSI. Anything that's over 70 on the RSI is considered overbought from a technical standpoint. The RSI in this was trading almost at 90. So definitely considered overbought. And a perfect example of what usually happens after stock has made a major run. You get people that look to take profits. So a really good example of being overbought and basically shorting at resistance. And you can see it actually held this 370, which was resistance on the daily. It acted as support yesterday. So there's no coincidence that it did that as well. The other one that I wanted to discuss was NIHD. This was a very interesting stock the past few days because it's basically just been higher float name, closer to 100 million shares, and basically went from about 50 cents all the way to $1.56. You can look at a longer term chart. We have major resistance basically right here at about $1.60. And also we've peaked out basically in the $1.50s. So instead of looking at this daily chart and thinking, oh, wow, this is the time to buy this after the basically 300% move, this is usually a time to short. And more importantly, after hours, you had news come out that there were insider buys, I believe. So in my opinion, that was usually the last catalyst that's going to squeeze out, whatever shorts were left in this. And more importantly, I think from a compliance standpoint, they need to keep this over 1 to maintain NASDAQ listing. So it's no coincidence that once this got over 1, it was a super difficult short and held up pretty well. But once again, the stock, same thing as AHPI, guys, approached resistance and then failed. And at that point, you want to be looking at it for potential short, especially after a 300% move to the upside. And once again, you can also gauge the daily chart, RSI over about 85. Definitely considered overbought. So once again, just a perfect example of shorting near resistance and not trying to buy at resistance, especially in the type of market that we're in. So it's been a super fun market. First day of the month in March. Looking forward to starting the month out strong. I'll catch everybody live, who's4trading.com.